guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you about all the products that you 100% need when you're starting out with lash extensions. If you want to see more content like this, make sure you subscribe down below and hit the notification bell so you get notified every single time I post. Let's just jump right into the video. So first things first, you want to make sure that you're licensed or certified or both, depending on your location and local laws. Just make sure that you're fully licensed or trained because you can get in a lot of trouble if you go touching someone's eyelashes without those things. So the next thing that you're going to need is either a lash bed or a lash chair. And I personally have a lash bed, but it really is just all personal preference. With the lash bed, I would recommend maybe having some kind of padding though, just because it can be really uncomfortable for the client's backs, especially when they're laying there for hours at a time. I also want to mention that when you're looking for a lash bed or a chair, just make sure that you can easily put your legs underneath the table or chair. This is just going to help your back out a lot when it comes to lashing because you really don't want to be lashing in a bad position. The next thing is a pillow. Your clients are going to need a pillow just to elevate their heads. Also, it brings their face a little bit closer up to you just so you're not constantly like bending your neck forward. I kind of splurged on my pillow and bought like a gel memory foam one just because I really did want my clients to be comfortable. Like I said, I have a lash bed, so it is a little bit easier for a client to be uncomfortable on a bed than a chair. Along with that, you should have a bunch of pillowcases so you can switch them out in between clients if you don't have a chance to wash them. You're also going to need a chair to sit in while you lash. The one that I have is from IKEA. I'm not sure exactly what it's called, but I'll go ahead and link it down below. Having a good chair or stool is really going to make a difference when it comes to your back at the end of the day after doing lashes for hours upon hours. Next, you need lights. Now, I'm not saying you have to go out and spend hundreds of dollars on a glam-core light or anything like that. I started out with a regular old floor lamp, and just recently I started using this light. So you could see it's pretty bright. It has 3 settings on it. And it just kind of plugs into the wall, and I just tuck this part underneath the pillow and adjust this as I need to see. Moving on to the things for actual application, you need eye patches and or tape. For putting down the lower lashes, I always use eye pads. If I see any extra lashes poking out, then I'll go ahead and put tape over it, but you can use either or. Next, you're going to want a good pair of tweezers. This is really going to make a difference in how hard you're working on isolating and picking up lashes. And having a really good pair of tweezers can really cut down your time. Using a primer is also really important because it's going to give you a nice clean base to work off of, and it's going to be the best bet for good retention. To apply your primer, you're going to need a lint-free applicator. I see a lot of people use Q-tips, but you really don't want to use that because it's going to have little particles that are going to be left on the lashes. You'll also need mascara wands or spoolies. What I like to do before the service is take out 2, one to use and one just in case the other one falls. And at the end of the service, I'll go ahead and give them both of them to take home and use for aftercare. Next, of course, you need the actual extensions themselves. When you're first starting out, I would recommend to use mixed trays because it's going to be easier for you and more cost effective that way. Once you get a feel for the types of lashes that you're going to need to fulfill your clientele, that's when you can go ahead and start adding onto your collection. Adhesives are a really big thing. When you're beginning, I would recommend a 3 to 4 second glue. Once you have a little bit more practice, you can move on to a 1 to 2 second glue. If you're moving a little too quickly for the 3 to 4 second glue, you're going to see them start to stick. So that's why I recommend moving on to a quicker drying glue. With the glue, you're going to need glue rings or a glue stone. I personally have a reusable glue ring. What I like to do is layer a couple pieces of tape over it and put the glue on. During the service, I'll go ahead and take off the top layer as I'm replacing the glue. You need a nano mister to cure the lashes, and this is supposed to be filled with distilled water. The one that I have, I got off Amazon, and it's just a regular mister. When the lashes are done, your clients are going to need a mirror to look in. This may seem like common sense, but honestly, when you're putting together your supplies, it is really something that can easily be forgotten. You absolutely need a hygrometer. This is going to be your best friend when it comes to your adhesive. This is going to be the thing that tells you how humid it is in the room and the temperature, and you need that to match up with what your glue needs. Along with that, you're going to need either a humidifier or a dehumidifier depending on the area you live in and what your glue calls for. Barbicide is really important. You can't forget to clean and sanitize your tools and your station afterwards. It's really important for avoiding passing on infections and other viruses from client to client. The last thing that I would say that you absolutely need when doing lash extensions is aftercare instructions for your clients. If you have a new client, they're not going to know how to take care of them, so you need to be the one to tell them. And if you have any clients that have had them before, they need to know how to take care of the lashes that you put on them, not the ones that they had before, because they can be very different aftercare situations. So that's pretty much it for the things that you absolutely need for lash extensions. Now, I just wanted to throw in a couple things that I think are really, really helpful. So I would recommend to have a lash blanket so your clients are comfortable while they're on the chair or bed that you're lashing them on. I also recommend having a dental mirror. If you don't know what this is, it's basically just this mirror that you've seen your dentist use to look at your teeth. I use this to just check the lashes after I'm done applying them, just to make sure that there's none sticking to the iPad or there's not any sticking to the lower lashes. I have to say that specifically made my lash applications a lot smoother. After I use barbicide on my tweezers, I like to put them in my sterilizer. I got this sterilizer off of Amazon and I'm just going to link it down below. But it's really good for just making sure that everything's clean and sterilized and no viruses or infections are going to be passed along. Sealant is something that a lot of lash techs use, but I found that not all of them use. So this is, I guess, personal preference. I use a lash sealant and I honestly haven't really seen that much of a difference. But at the same time, I also do want to try out new ones. So I'll let you guys know if I find any good ones. And last but not least, I recommend having lash tiles. Different lash techs like to use different things. Some of them like to use lash tiles and some of them like to tape it onto the forehead or use a kind of like a headband situation. I personally use lash tiles, and right now I'm using some that I got from Lowe's, but I do want to really invest in ones that have like a drawer. But like I said, not a necessity, but really helpful to have. So that brings us to the end of the video. If there's anything that I forgot that you guys want to add on to, please drop it in the comments and let a girl know. Like I said before, if you want to see more content like this, make sure to subscribe down below and hit that bell so you get notified every time I post. And I'll see you guys in the next video.